Hello, he lives in Austin. His name is Josh Terry, and he is a playwright that puts these really short videos out. And this one's about being comfortable versus uncomfortable and in human life. What does that mean? So I want to share this with you, and then I'll share some thoughts of my own. It's annoying being human. You have to suffer. There's literally no way out. You can learn to navigate life without taking on too much damage if you're fortunate. But if you try to live without discomfort, your tolerance for it will keep growing to the point that any small discomfort will bother you. And you will actually be more uncomfortable than if you had gone ahead and learned to dive into the discomforts. In other words, you'll actually suffer more by trying not to suffer at all. But if you instead choose the discomfort while taking action to prevent actual damage or harm from happening to you, then your tolerance for the discomfort will increase. And you will be able to find enjoyment in situations that others would find intolerable. It's a mess, but if you embrace it, it's beautiful. Again, that's written by Josh Terry. Check him out on Instagram and elsewhere. And I just want to add that this trip that I'm on, and most of my life, has been about feeling that discomfort and pushing into it and seeing what's on the other side of that. And I can verify what he is saying, that you will find you're so powerful and so strong, you can do so much more than your ego thinks that you can do. And for everybody, that discomfort is going to be different. That's what makes it exciting. For some people, it may be giving a speech. For some people, it may be dancing or learning how to juggle or learning how to play an instrument. The point is that you want to put yourself out there regularly into discomfort. For me, I practice it every morning when I do the Wim Hof breathing technique and plunge into that cold. That cold never gets comfortable, but I know that it's just an exercise. It's a metaphor that if I am comfortable with that cold water for 3 to 5 minutes, then I can think about that when I'm out in life. Hey, you're strong enough to handle that cold water. Hey, you're strong enough to have done a snow angel when there was the snow apocalypse in Austin. You can handle this. And I want to share an experience that happened to me yesterday. It was very life-affirming. The universe threw me this opportunity to help another person and to test my ability to be strong and in the moment, to trust myself. There was an old lady that had fallen down really hard in the middle of the street here in Santa Fe. And all the cars were driving by her. And I even drove by her at first, but something clicked to me and I thought, you need to go around and check that woman. Well, I went over, and there happened to be a dentist there that was helping her out. I said, hey, does she have some cold water? No. So I gave her some cold water, and I came over and I asked her, I said, are you bleeding? Can you tell me where you're from? She said Santa Fe. Looked like everything was good. There wasn't any life-threatening injuries. So I said, okay, I'd love for you to breathe in and out through your nose slowly. Lengthen your out breaths. This is normal. You're feeling some shock from having hit the ground. Just let your body go through the processes of that. We'll get to the other side. Do you mind if I put my hand on you to comfort you? And she was like, that's fine. The dentist said, are you an MD? And I said, no, but I think I know what to do here. People kept coming up and wanting to know what was going on. I said, hey, we have it under control. It's fine. She just needs some quiet to regain her equilibrium, to regain her homeostasis. Well, we were able to cycle her through that kind of traumatic fight or flight response and get her to the other side. And she was very thankful. Took her back to her car, and we exchanged numbers, and I checked in with her later that evening to make sure she was okay. But it was a great feeling for me, having read about healing trauma and what we can do as human beings to assist each other when somebody is going through that. A traumatic injury, it could be a perceived threat. And what Peter Levine in the book Healing from Trauma, or Healing Trauma, talks about, Healing Trauma, Waking the Tiger, is that it's really helpful to have a quiet space, to have just another human put your hand on you, to assist and feel that connection, to not feel alone and not feel re-traumatized by that really bizarre feeling that we're not familiar with, but that animals are, and that we can get caught up in And then when we feel that really weird disassociation or heart racing, whatever, it can re-traumatize us. So it was really amazing to have been in that position to help that human being. So anyway, check out Josh Terry on TikTok, Instagram. And Josh, I hope you enjoyed this as well. And if you'd like to contribute to the music and the community, the things I'm doing out here on this trip this summer in 2021, you can support my work by going to patreon.com/Wiill Taylor. We'd love to have you part of the team, a part of the community rather. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.